productivity tools, and the power of artificial intelligence to 10 times our productivity. He is a web developer, a marketer with a career in digital marketing. He helps brands tell the stories and grow their online presence. He's also a trainer, a mentor, and a coach at Toastmaster International. He currently serves as a president of Kampala Sunrise Toastmasters Club, a president distinguished club in Kampala, Uganda. Who is he? He is none other than Alex Agaba. Please give it up to Alex. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Sherina. That's the energy I was looking for because it's a bit hot here in Kampala. I'm holding my drinking water bottle and looking forward to this presentation because when I saw my name on the agenda, I was like, oh my goodness, it's already time. I knew I was going to have this stage time, but yeah, sometimes you're never ready for these moments, but it's always a good time to share with fellow club members. And I thought I'd share something I go through every day, and all of us do the same thing. Every day we are working, or every day we are doing something, we're doing tasks. Just being a Toastmaster, you are maybe writing a speech, you're delivering a speech, you are writing minutes. If you're a club secretary, if you're a vice president public relations officer, you are creating that flyer. So every day we are doing something. If I can ask around the room, what are those productivity tools you use? For example, if you want to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, what are you going to use? How are you going to ensure that you wake up at 5 a.m.? Perhaps you're going to have an alarm clock, right? You're going to have a sort of reminder. Maybe if you schedule a meeting tomorrow and you know you might forget, what you're going to do is have a reminder. Yeah. So we have those tools that we use to remind ourselves or to get us going during the day. And I'm curious to find out what productivity tools or what day-to-day life tools do you use to get things done. I just gave you an example of a reminder if you have a scheduled meeting, or perhaps I was trying to write them down every day. What do you use? Perhaps you use Microsoft Word to type a letter. Or what do we use in Toastmasters? We use, for example, if you're writing a speech, what do you write your speech? Any takers in the room? How do you write your speech if you're going to give a speech in Toastmasters? Do you use a pen and paper? I want to know. I don't assume for everyone. Maybe if I can ask Shalina, what do you use to write your Toastmasters speech?
So Word and PowerPoint.
Ah, amazing. PowerPoint. Miranda, our president, what do you use to write your speech?
Page from Mac.
Oh, Page. Amazing.
And sometimes paper, sometimes recording, speech to text.
Ping says the good old pen and paper. So where am I going with this? Every day we are getting things done and we have our tools. And I think it's part of human nature. We've always used tools to get us going. In the beginning, we used to walk far off places, but then man being who he is, he created or he discovered he could use a horse, right? So we began moving on the horse to go places. So you would have imagined that maybe the person who used to make shoes thought that he was going to be out of business since man wasn't walking much and now he was using horses. So the person who was making shoes or sandals probably felt insecure. And I'll explain where I'm going with this. Perhaps after we discovered horses, we moved on and discovered bicycles, right? So horses were no more. So perhaps the person who was breeding horses felt like they were going to lose their jobs. They had no market for horses. How about when we discovered cars? The person was making bicycles. So it's been part of human nature to find a way of getting things done faster and maybe more efficient. So I thought about it at the beginning of this year. I write my speech on Google Documents because I like to share it. And sometimes I also make presentations in Google Drive. There's a presenter application on Google Drive. Perhaps also when I want to remember meetings, there's, you guess it right, Google Calendar. So everything of mine has been in Google, everything of mine is in the Google ecosystem. But then someone showed me another way of doing it. There's another tool. What if I told you that there's another tool that does almost everything that Google does in the Google suite, but it also does much, much more. And that's what I want to share with you today. I'll share screen for that. So that tool is called Notion. So if I can just show you my presentation. No. I can show you the browser. In my browser, I have a Notion account. So if you type Notion in social media or so rather in search engine, you will see, just type Notion, you're able to sign up on notion.so. So it says it's your wiki, docs, and projects together. It's almost everything in one. So this is how I'm using it. So inside Notion, I create my own projects, right? For example, if I want to, I'm going to take here a quick run to do just something like writing a speech at Toastmasters. If I can put it under learning, I can create a page and say Toastmasters. That way, what I just did, I created a Toastmasters. You can create a file or a folder inside Notion. And if you can see, I have so many folders. That means I have a lot of things going on. So what does Notion do for me? Notion helps me put everything I'm doing on one interface. Imagine you are running maybe 100 projects and you can see all of them on one page. To me, that's what Notion achieves for me. It puts everything there for me to see. So if I can click on Toastmasters, it's perhaps I already had this created, but today I'm going to create a new page and call it Writing a Speech. Writing a Speech. I have a speech project. So inside that, you don't believe it's a file or a page, where everything comes here, right? So you can click on it, and inside it, I can write an empty page, and I'm thinking, what's the speech about? Perhaps it's my icebreaker speech. And you all know the objectives of this icebreaker speech. What's the storyline? So you find that if you're supposed to write the speech today, you give yourself maybe an hour to do it, and maybe you research. You want to research about, let me give you an easier topic, like communication styles. We all know what we do when you're doing that project. You first go to Basecamp and read about communication styles. So I feel like we all have different processes of writing speeches. I feel like, and being around longer, the longer you're around, you discover quicker ways of writing speeches. But if you're going to write a speech about communication styles, well, you first maybe identify what those styles are. And Basecamp has a very good tutorial on that. What the types of communication styles. And then perhaps you want to relate it to your own styles, your own communication styles. And I'm coming up with a speech right now together with everyone. And I don't know why this is going, but I'm showing you my work process. So believe me, it kind of takes a while to get a speech written, especially if you're writing a speech about communication style level 2. But I discovered something this year while I was using Notion. I discovered that there's actually a tool that can help you write this. You don't even have to think hard. You don't have to pull hairs out of your head to write a speech, or even better, to write a blog article. Perhaps you have an assignment to write an article on maybe Bali. I know we're going to Bali very soon. So, okay, your own styles. So perhaps if I can, when using Notion, you can, when you use / you can decide if you're writing a text or a header image. So I want to write I want to write something else, an article, and the article is about Bali. So I discovered that using Notion has acquired an AI tool that helps you do the writing. So how do you invite AI into Notion? So let's say I'm writing about Bali. I know Bali is coming up in our district. Bali is coming out. Is it May? And maybe I'm a blogger. I want to write about Bali to make people want to visit Bali. Maybe I'm the marketing manager for the district conference, and I want to write a beautiful article about Bali. Perhaps a title would be Why You Should Bali. Normally, you want to search, you want to go to Google, top tourist attractions in Bali. But I discovered that Notion and AI can make some magic. So if I want to get this article written in the shortest time possible, I won't have much time. I have a meeting coming up. I have maybe a visit coming up. I don't have time to get this article written. I will invite Notion to do this for me. And how do you get started with Notion? By pressing spacebar, Notion even asks you, ask AI to write something. So I'm going to ask AI to write an article about, or even AI is very smart. I'll just say, why visit Bali? Why is it Bali? I'm assuming there's only one Bali. Forgive my keyboard. My keyboard is a bit sticky, so it repeats text. Why visit Bali? Perhaps I can say an article. Why visit Bali? So once I'm done with my maybe heading title, I'll press enter. So AI is writing. I don't know if you can see that. AI is writing. It's writing it in real time. Yeah. And it asks me, do you want it to write it? Do you want a longer article or are you done? I can say, make it longer. Maybe I have a word count I'm trying to hit. So AI is writing. AI is writing. So it's a longer article and I feel like I'm satisfied with it. Maybe it's hit my word count and I'll say done. So what you've just witnessed is, if I can take it back and I can present. In my presentation today, I'm talking about 10x your productivity with AI tools and write blogs, write sales pitches, write captions faster using AI tools. And what you've just witnessed is Notion AI is equal to what I believe is magic. So what could have taken me, I'll share again. And to get out of a presentation, yeah, and back to Notion. So what would have taken me maybe at least 1 hour searching on Google and getting information, AI gave it to me in less than a minute. And if I can read through it, you're planning your next gateway, looking for a destination that offers stunning natural beauty, rich cultural experiences, delicious food, reading adventures, look no further than Bali. I feel like that's also a very good introduction. It asks a question: are you looking? Toastmasters, we all know how to begin our speeches by engaging. So I feel like it does a very good job at ticking the box on just great intros. And let me try and use my earphones here because I'm in a public space. Let me know if you can hear me.
Yes, Alex, we can hear. Yeah, please.
Great. Yeah. So to me, if the articles on my right are structured like this. They have paragraphs, they have bullet points and some highlighting. And I'm quite impressed by what Notion and AI have just done for me in what looks like 10 seconds. So that's just an example of how I have 10x my productivity time. What would have taken me even more than a day, because let's face it, human beings, you're going to procrastinate first. If you have an article to write, you're going to think about it. Am I ready to write it? Am I in the right mindset? Do I need a cup of coffee first? Do I first look for the best environment to write it? Do I have to go to a coffee shop to write this article? I found that, why don't we be like ancient human beings who discovered they can no longer walk to places, they can use a horse. And maybe after that, they realize that maybe they can invent bicycles or motorcycles and get there faster. And now maybe after bicycles, they invented cars. And you might have thought that the bicycle manufacturer was going to run out of business because the car was invented. But by inventing a car, human beings created more work because cars are more labor intensive to create. And so same applies to AI. A lot of people think that they're going to lose their jobs because of AI. A lot of content creators think that with AI they won't have work. But to me, it's more like how the car replaced the motorcycle, and now we even have planes, and with planes we got more work, right? So this is my call to action. Let's embrace these AI tools. If you're a content creator, if you are anyone that thinks that AI is going to take the job, perhaps you're a web developer, perhaps you're a graphic designer. I've seen AI creating some nice artworks, some nice flyers. AI is making some images look better. And perhaps if you're a graphic designer, you think you're going to lose your job. So my call to action is embrace AI. It's going to make you work faster, more efficiently, and you will save time to do other wonderful things in this world. It will save you time where you can visit your family. It will save you time to get other work. It will save you time to come to a Toastmasters meeting and meet your friends, your loved friends. It will also save you time to get more sleeping hours and live a healthy life. That's really it for me. Unless there are any questions and answers, I will take your questions right now.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've been using ChatGPT. So with Notion, it means that you write in Notion and using
Yes.
AI, or chat. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. So everything is in one place.
Yeah. Everything is in one place. So yeah, that's the beauty about Notion. So it's probably embedding a ChatGPT tool inside Notion. So I don't have to leave Notion to go to ChatGPT. Yeah.
Are you using Notion, the free version or the paid version?
I'm using the free version.
Oh, so you can do that with the free one as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, you can. So that's a good question, Miranda. So what Miranda is reminding me is that Notion is everything in one box. It's a reminder, it's an alarm clock, it's a to-do list, it's a collaboration tool. You can invite your friends to collaborate on the same document. It's a calendar, it's a storage device. You can upload files, images, and videos. I no longer have to use Microsoft Word, no longer have to use Google Documents, I no longer have to use, think of anything you're using at work, Notion has it. Yeah, so it's one big ecosystem. So that also saves you time instead of migrating to check on calendars, instead of migrating to check on, everything is a click away with Notion.
Yeah, very helpful. Thank you. So
there's a question.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, Pradeep.
Alex. Wonderful, beautiful. I've never seen this tool earlier. But ChatGPT, yes, I've seen. In fact, this morning also, I tried to get something. I wanted to change my content in my website and give an overview, and it wrote to me a fantastic stuff. But my question is maybe related to ChatGPT or Norton is, would people, suppose I start blogging and start writing, would people figure out or would AI figure out that this is plagiarized or this is written by an AI? Would that happen? So what's the risk of that?
That's a good question. Yeah, my advice to everyone using ChatGPT or Notion now is it will give you an article, you read through it, it will be a beautiful article, but the question is, wouldn't it give the same article to someone else? Yeah, or wouldn't it? I wouldn't use the word plagiarism because it's creating it in real life. So you're not copying it. But the question is, perhaps in schools, how would a professor know that this student has really done this one, not used ChatGPT? That poses a big challenge for education right now. I wouldn't want to be a lecturer today because you're going to have to reinvent the way you assess students. I think that's a question. But back to your question, how do you check if it's plagiarized work? My advice is that you want to customize the article, make it your own, perhaps your style of writing, or perhaps, that's a good question, but personally how I'd address that is I would kind of change the tone to suit my tone of writing. But with the same content it has given me, I would maybe add a few pictures that I've taken myself. I would also use, especially my tone of writing, I would know how I'd write, but also I would try and put in information that is gathered, or maybe an article about Bali, I'd be writing it maybe for a Toastmasters audience. So I'd maybe put in a few Toastmasters things we all know. Maybe the conference is coming up, maybe perhaps pricing, hotels, or to answer your question, Peter, I'd really add more to what ChatGPT gives me. I wouldn't just upload it as I receive it. Thank you. Eric?
Eric,
that's wonderful. I think that's wonderful because that's what I did today also. I said, this is my company, and then we cater to this audience in B2C and B2D. I gave it some inputs and actually it worked on that. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sorry, Manoj, I think you asked.
Sorry, I was interrupting. Eric has raised his hand.
Yes.
I want to find out something. I love the presentation. I've used a lot of other AI before, but I want to find out from you, how long does the information stay on the free version? Let me say I'm writing an article. How long can it stay on that free version or a project?
Yes. Okay, I think there's an echo. But if you are using Notion, Notion is free for life. It's what limits you with Notion is perhaps maybe the free version has a limitation on space. Perhaps if you're uploading a document, if it's free version, you might have a limit on how big the document can be. But it will stay there for life. The same way your email.
Oops, what happened?
I thought it's mine.
And if there are no questions, I think it's almost time.
Yes.
Shalina, you take over.
Sorry,
Okay.
I think I got cut off.
Yeah. Alex, you can conclude. Can you?
Yeah.
Alex, I think he dropped out. I think you take over. I think he dropped out.
All right, let us give Alex a thunderous round of applause for another amazing presentation. Notion AI. Now, one of the unique features of Trainers and Coaches Advanced Online Club is that all members have the opportunity to present their long or 30-minute speeches or presentation and receive feedback from experienced coaches and trainers. So for today, I would like to ask any volunteers, two evaluators, any volunteers who would like to provide feedback to Alex. Any? Pradeep, would you like to provide feedback?
Yeah, my feedback is that it was, Alex, thank you so much. It was a wonderful topic, actually, because it's something completely new. So I've already looked at ChatGPT and I've not seen this. So I think what you said was made a lot of sense about bringing in how you improve productivity. But I wonder but is this, when you spoke about productivity, I was also thinking whether you will bring in other aspects in our day-to-day life rather than just document control. So that was my only thought process. So maybe you know more about those aspects of bringing in productivity in our day-to-day life, because we struggle with so many things. We procrastinate and struggle with those so many things. So that is something which, if you already know, you can add to this wonderful presentation. Great insight is what is my feedback to you. Otherwise, I take home quite a lot today. I'm going to start looking at it and start working on it, because it's really, really important that we use these tools to improve our productivity and to move things faster. Like someone recently told that the copywriter's job is at stake with these type of tools coming. Okay, so that's probably one thing you can add, some negative aspects of it as well with some of these tools. Thank you again, and back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Pradeep. Alex, for me, for the first 5 minutes, I was not sure where you were going. And then eventually I understood when you start to do this screenshot type out document. Then the next thing hit my head was that, okay, this is ChatGPT straight away. Then the more I look at it, the more I realize actually it's the integration. So I will actually, someone like to start where you could show me how at the earlier stage, these powerful tools that we can increase our productivity with. And the question will be around, anyone know ChatGPT? And then I did not know until where you are in the middle of the presentation. Then by the time I understood you, the green light came on. So I was asking one thing more. How can you show me more about this? Then I start looking more clearly and so clearly on what you're trying to say. Then only they understood. So if I would ask of you, is that I would be more into the key points that you want to show us, and later on package them together and show us why is it so powerful than many other tools. That would be how I would love to see. And right now I'm still thinking. The other thing I was asking myself, okay, so this is free. Then how much longer is going to free for? And everything is stored on whatever cloud storage they're given us. And eventually, if they say, okay, there's no more free membership, what happened next? So any experience of that, I still have this question in my head. It's amazing too, but I still have a question. So these are the two aspects that I was thinking in my head. That's about it from me. Anyone else?
I think all points covered actually. What I wanted to say, you already said. Yes, some of us are not very exposed, like the tech, the professionals who are already exposed to these tools. Yes, some introduction could have been given before, so that we all could have been the same page. And yes, as Pradeep said, some of the negative side, as he said, also the designers. I came across some of my friends who are designers saying that, this is affecting my career because AI is coming as a competitor for genuine designers. There are many talented designers. There are many design institutions. How it is going to affect their career in future? Because ad agencies sometimes look at this AI tools for designs. So how, of course, ultimately humans will win over the technology in terms of creativity. But yes, that could be a message there, one or two lines on that it would have added. That's it. I mean, I don't have anything more to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Alex. I learned
Absolutely
something.
agree, Alex. We have to embrace technology. Keep updating us on this.
I'm definitely going to explore this Notion AI later. All right. Thank you so much again, Alex. Thank you. Now we come to the end of our meeting tonight. I shall now hand the control back to our Madam for the closing remarks. It has been such a privilege to be your Toastmaster of the evening. And thank you all again. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster. Sorry, Madam President, DTM Marinda Rumi. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, what a fired up meeting today. Shirina, you really brought the fire, the liveliness, the upliftment to this meeting. Really enjoy that. It's such high energy and very exciting. So with that, we had amazing speakers today and really enjoyed this club. And there's a note from Ping. Ping, you want to say something to the members? Go ahead.
Yes. Please, all members, please renew your membership. It's coming soon by the end of this month or next month. I believe you should have already renew your membership. So the earlier, the better. I will do so after this meeting. And I hope all of us continue to renew and continue to be in this club and continue to inspire all the members and all the